After Beto O'Rourke's debate declaration last week saying that he plans to take away Americans' AR-15s and AK-47s, O'Rourke came to Colorado. And here tonight he said that he is open to taking even more types of guns. He spoke at Aurora City Hall, just across the street from where the Aurora Theater shooting happened. Our Ryan Harrer was there listening and speaking with Beto, and Ryan joins us now.
Kyle, when I asked Beto O'Rourke about how he would implement this nationwide mass gun confiscation, he quickly corrected me. He said it's not a confiscation, it's a mandatory gun buyback. What's the difference, you may be asking? We asked him about that, and we asked him if people he thinks would be voluntarily willing to give up their weapons.
And I am convinced, because I've listened to my fellow Americans, that the vast majority of AR-15 and AK-47 owners will willingly sell those back to the government.
And if they don't, would you get law enforcement involved? Would you ask law enforcement to take guns away from people?
Just as with any law, if someone flagrantly breaks that law, there's going to be a consequence for that. But my expectation is that Americans will do the right thing.
He met with reporters after speaking to a crowd outside of City Hall for about an hour. There were a small handful of pro-gun Coloradans here tonight. One of them came all the way down from Rifle to ask Beto a question.
I am here to say, hell no, you're not. So with that, I would like to know how you intend to legislate evil, because it is not the gun, it is the heart of the man that does that.
I refuse to accept that. This doesn't happen in any other country. There are 329 million of us. There are 390 million guns.
That's O'Rourke responding to Lauren Bobbert, who came with her Glock in tow today, though she has an AR at home.
He kept throwing in that we don't need them to hunt. We don't use them to hunt. We use them for target practice and for fun, and who cares? The Second Amendment makes it none of his business what we use it for.
And we spoke to her directly about the idea that everyone would simply turn over their weapons.
I can pretty much guarantee you that the law of the land is the Constitution, and my house is a Second Amendment sanctuary home.
One thing they could agree on: more voices need to come to the table for a reasonable discussion, even if it's a confrontation.
Thank you for being here today.
We heard several interesting voices today. One of the folks in the crowd who asked Beto O'Rourke a question was Evan Todd. He's a Columbine survivor who was shot in the library at the Columbine shooting. He asked Beto O'Rourke why he wouldn't support banning all semi-automatic weapons. O'Rourke didn't respond directly to that question, but says he wants to hear more from Todd about what kind of firearms need to be regulated. Kyle, back to this idea of confiscation versus mandatory returns on these guns. He seems to be backtracking on the language of all of this. He was asked simply last night on CNN whether he supports confiscation of these firearms. He said yes. Tonight, something different.
I think we've realized that perhaps that word is not going to play very well with folks. All right.